There is nothing happening. There is an emotional reaction to life. The body is emotionally reacting to the space around it. The trees are reacting to the wind. Everything is reacting that lives through the life that is keeping it living. Emotional reaction. Nothing is happening apart from an emotional reaction. Everything is emotionally reacting to that what it is within. So nothing is happening. Do you know what the speaker is trying to say? It's happening as an emotional reaction. Do we need words and stories to describe what is happening? Because the story is that what makes it happen. Without the speaker speaking right now, you're watching a body just moving around. If you turn the volume down, it's an emotional reaction. And you will react emotionally too. You don't need a story to say, I'm emotionally reacting. You'll go, what? Hey? It's not one speaking. What's he doing? This is an emotional reaction. The story is that what makes it happen. Do you need someone to tell? Make up words and languages and identities to say, okay, what happened there was the guy, the person, the body, lifted his hand up, took his thumb and his forefinger and wiped his nose because there was a drip appearing, and possibly because he lives in a cold country that the heating's not on because of the cost of heating and the room is cold. Who gives a Who cares? Who really cares? We live life not as the emotional reaction anymore. We live life by the story. The 100 meters runner starts, gone, finishes. Emotional reaction to the pistol. Body emotionally reacting. Needs to finish as quickly as it can. It then breathes. Looks at the scoreboard, it's 1. Yes, emotional reaction. Then 10 pages in the newspaper. 20-minute interview. Reliving the emotional reaction. Replaying. Interviewing. Discussing how they did it. Made a great masterpiece out of an emotional reaction. That's why when a non-dual or an enlightened being speaks, you must accept this. All who are experiencing this Sat Chit Ananda bliss is a disassociation, a detachment, a no longer need to rely on the story. So therefore nothing's happening. That what is happening is the body reacting. Nothing's happening. Completely disassociated with names, words, identities, stories. You ask any enlightened being in that state, give them a word and they'll say, what are you talking about? I don't know what that word is. It means nothing to me. It means nothing to the emotional reaction that's taking place. Now, wonderful as it may seem, we wouldn't have the most beautiful books, the Bhagavad Gita, the Bible, the Quran. We wouldn't have the theories, the St. Thomas's version. We wouldn't understand about how to be enlightened, how to ride a bike without a story, or would we? No one would need to be enlightened or awakened. No teachers would be required. No hierarchical people would be needed to keep everything in order. Because all of life is one whole emotional reaction, an ongoing emotional reaction. When the body goes, takes its last breath, and the one inside leaves, do you think there's some ghost standing at the side saying, what was it like? Tell me a story. I'm going to put it on the ghost news. You what? Yes. No way. Is that how your body reacted? Is that how your mind reacted? Oh, they're going to love this one. This one died. And when he died, he stopped breathing. And when he stopped breathing, his body went all cold. And he felt the blood stop running. Wow. Now we know. The story is a repetition. It just repeats itself. It's not about removing the story. We don't even add to the story. We don't even enhance the story in a way that no one has read anything new. Everything is old stuff, just recycled. And how did you die, sir? Oh, very similar. Yeah. Took you 10 minutes longer. Okay. Very similar. The interviewer doesn't say, where are you going? He stands waiting for the story. Where are you going now? No, it's not my job. We create jobs within that initial job. We don't ask questions about that what has never been experienced by the mind. The body cannot describe its emotional reaction without the mind. But the mind then becomes reliant on copy and paste others' emotional reactions. What happened? And the young child says, I don't have the language to describe. But I remember a movie I watched when I was young. It was very similar to that. So I'll copy and paste that reaction, that story, and I'll tell them how it is. And of course, it's not true. When someone gets convicted of the crime because the child told the story wrong, and we blame the children, but adults are just as bad. It's not about how I emotionally reacted. It's about how I think they emotionally reacted. Now we're telling each other's stories. I'll tell you how it was for that one. I assume he's probably thinking, they did it because it must have been because of the childhood. They do it all the time in mental health. We all become psychologists and then philosophers and then writers. It's an emotional reaction, life. And we get all excited. We want to share it, we want to tell it as quickly as possible. I discovered something new, I discovered something new. What did you discover? It's incredible. I discovered I used to be able to turn my hand that way. I've been doing it for years, that way, that way, that way. But now I can turn it that way. It's the same way. On the way back. Oh. It's not even a discovery. Great story from Osho. The toad and the centipede. The centipede walks past the toad every day. Every day. Morning centipede, morning toad. Toad just sits at the side of the road. Morning centipede, morning toad. Goes on for months and months. Emotional reaction. The emotional reaction, walking, looking from the toad, observing, and then they make a comment. Not about what's taking place, about the weather. Good morning. One day, the toad says to the centipede, good morning. Stop. Centipede stops. Toad says, I've been watching you for months. You have 100 legs. How do you know which one it goes first, second, third, fourth? It's always amazed me. The centipede goes, I don't know. I never ever thought about that before. I just walked. Oh. Toad says, oh well, never mind, have a good day. Centipede walks away. Starts attention on legs. 1, 2. Can't. Oh my God, Toad, what have you done? I never did anything. Nothing's changed. Just the story created the problem. This is the problem. Not that it cannot make sounds, or sing, or express itself as an emotional reaction, but it thinks it's logical. It thinks it spouts the right information. It thinks it says the right things. It thinks it tells the story the way it should be told. And then we have a mind that backs it up and believes that the speaker is right. Always right. Never wrong. Everyone else is wrong. All other stories are suspect. And then we have division, and then we have war. The centipede, if it was big enough, would have probably strangled the toad. Never walked again. That's what we do. Emotional reaction. Mind says, what's he laughing at? Is he laughing at me? Is he laughing at the stupidity? Is he gloating? Is it his ego? Words, 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 from an innocent smile. Everything is innocent, emotionally innocent, emotional reaction, emotional connection, emotional beingness, and emotional aliveness, and emotional here-ness, emotional now-ness. Moving. The emotions create the movement. The goddamn mind tries to create the story and messes it up every time, just like this one. Mess of words. Have a great day. No, don't be the centipede.